through kind of some of the random hardships that show up, or people went and did all this work beforehand, so we got ahead of the curve, so when things did happen, it didn't set us back in 800 other different ways. It was able to be crisis management in the moment. Anyways, that was my favorite part. All right, so another one that's it's a more general thing that kind of feeds off of what the New York crew has done. Literally any tournament we have, tournament directors, we don't have enough of them. It's the hardest job in the sport, because they got to babysit a whole bunch of you people and host you and feed you and do these things. I think about the hat tournaments. Flo puts on a lot. The Berlin guys, Ryan, Zanardi put on EFO. There's a million tournaments out there. I put on a bunch, and just any time a tournament goes on, I'm thinking of Skippy Jammer. Here's just Skippy, by the way, who just retired, and his last gift was a tournament for us. Okay, so then we're kind of just a general going forward type of thing. We've got, and these are just random bullet items, but thinking about judging systems and stuff like that. Flow system here is helping us work through, automating our data in there and trying to speed results, speed pools, speed it so that our days can go more efficiently. I know Ryan's working on any number of different fully automated judging system. We just got to get him to commit to one. But really, I think Ryan's stuff, along with Flow software, combining those two, we can talk about what kind of systems and stuff like that. But that automated stuff with immediate feedback, we're looking at. I guess at Frisbee, it's likely we're going to do a very similar thing where we have immediate results. You can kind of see them on a monitor, kind of like you'd see on television, so we don't have to. So we can make it more audience friendly, those types of things where, the audience gets immediate feedback, the players get immediate feedback, and you don't wait till overnight or first thing in the morning to hear results. So I think that's something that's going to be really good for the sport. Thank you, guys. And everybody knows about the live stream. Jake is a pretty amazing guy doing what he's doing and to the level that he's doing it. So thank you, Jake. And thank you, Chris. I know Chris is doing the live streams over in Europe. The one thing I'd like to see, both in the new judging system and with the live stream, is some redundancy so we don't have to keep leaning on the same people over and over and over again. Because I've watched what they've got to do, and it's all a lot of work. And it's their gift to the community, but we've got to help them. So help support them in any way you can, giving your time, money, effort, knowledge, whatever you can. Help the sport out by helping them. Help us. Okay, it may or may not be obvious to a lot of you, but the website is starting to really take shape in an excellent way. Yeah, basically, we've gotten a lot of great, talented people engaged in it. Their leader is Jakob Kostel, and he's pulled in Mystic for some of the art. We got Mikhail Maciolik has helped. Our speed on the website is going really well. We're going to have some director's reports, but since I'm talking about website, I'll let Jakob talk now. Okay, we'll
Hey, so as you may noticed, the website is kind of live. The contents is going on. We launched the newsletter, so I think it's pretty good as well. And the thing, it's kind of invisible that hosting has been changed like 10 days ago or so the website should be much faster now. There are a lot of things planned. First, the profiles, the player profiles, which everybody is eager to create and maintain, I guess. They're going to be live very soon, I'd say. We're working on it with the Indian guy programmer Amit, who's doing a bunch of good job for us, and yeah, then there are like a lot of plans coming up. I wanted to come up with some content strategy and create a lot more interesting content, and I would really welcome if anybody's interested to help me with it. Just reach me, and I have so much in my mind, and I want to just push it forward. So we'll be really glad for every help I can get. So thank you.
Yeah, Jakob seems to have a lot of bandwidth, so I'm doing everything in my power to get everything out of him I can while I can for us. Because he is amazing how much work he's relentless. Immediate feedback, immediate action on anything. I do it. When he says he does it. So, yeah, we're lucky to have him. And he did speak briefly. Mystics got us a kind of a new branding thing, new artwork, just kind of updated. I know Bob Bulwer had some really nice art, and this is kind of a on his steps. And I guess Circus might have. He told me, Jerry Linus, that he did like the original FPA artwork. So we're kind of standing on the shoulders of giants. It's not in this order, but this is the right time to say I'm excited about the Hall of Fame stuff going on. That's really cool. That I know back. We spent a lot of time, lost the date, and finally we're able to get it out. And it's really great to be able to recognize our legends in the sport, some of our heroes, people we pattern our games after, all that kind of stuff. So it's really nice to have that, the history, and they're all going to be here, or many of them will be here. Some of them are here right now, and you all know who they are, but we're going to recognize them more formally at the end of the tournament. But I'm excited that's a really cool thing we're doing. So good on the committee that made that happen. Larry, Skippy, Z, others. So let's see a couple quick side things that kind of came out of when we were at the U.S. Open. Rob McLeod did really nice interviews with a lot of the freestylers and stuff like that, getting really good visibility within the WIFTF community on their website, so they're actually supporting us in a really nice way. So we're trying to make sure that we get a little reciprocity, quid pro quo. We try to help them, but the people they've got running it, the relationship is great, and they're working with us, and so I think that's a great step going forward. We may be a dinky sport, but we need each other, so we want to make it greater, and WIFTF is a part of that in my book. That came from Schiller. Exactly. And then one other side from the U.S. Open, I guess Pavel's been traveling the world doing his Google thing and was able to get Frisbee Freestyle little video sniglets on a new kind of a sports active athletic kind of thing. I don't know. I don't have the specifics of what it was. It's called What's Your Move? And it's kind of a startup effort that they're doing, and they got freestyle in there with Google, like right on the front end, like either the second or third feature. So that's really cool that, we need to take better advantage of Google. Pavel, wherever you are. At this point, let's go ahead and anybody from the FPA board that'd like to say something, well, maybe we start with Bethany. You got a little bit of financial stuff to say?
I have some financial stuff to say. We're doing okay. We have money in the bank. We have money in our PayPal account, and we have reduced our expenses. Paul and others took Frisbees over to Europe in their bags so that we could save major dollars on shipping fees, and so we're looking for other ways to save money and other ways to raise money. Randy's been really helpful with some ideas about how to raise money. And I want to encourage everyone, when you shop Amazon, shop amazon.smile.com smile.amazon.com, and designate the FPA as the recipient for their donations. And we get a little bit from. Oh, and then when you're done, hit share so that people see that you've done it, and it reminds them to do that. Also, speaking of reminding, want to remind you to support the Right Life, because they continue to be fabulous. They continue to do a lot of work for us. So thank you, Bill and team. When you're getting Christmas presents and birthday presents for people, the Right Life is the place to. I'm not sure he even heard. Oh, he did. Anyway, support the Right Life, and support the Discovering the World too, because they give us the 100 molds. So remember them when you're making purchases. Also, Larry's been doing this for years, and now Jen's is, and maybe some others. Workplace giving. If your employer has some sort of a workplace giving program, designate the FPA. That can be another source of revenue for us. I mean, I have numbers, but I don't know if you want to hear numbers, come and talk to me individually. Otherwise, I'm going to not bore you. Thank you.
We're in the black, not red. We have numbers. We have many numbers, many great numbers. Jen, would you like to say a couple things? Excuse me. Jen's is a membership director.
Hello, everyone. All right, so one of the initiatives I'm pushing forward this year and definitely next year is teach the teacher, or get more of us out there, maybe doing a adult education course and getting new people in the fold of Freestyle. As an example, this year I started teaching a class in adult education, and one of the things I did was I made every student automatically become part of the FPA as a jammer, as part of their entrance fee or their fee for the class. So that's something that I did this spring, doing again this fall, and I know a lot of you who've been playing a long time have taught so many people, probably been in some capacity teaching, and I think this is a great way to get new members, people involved, and people aware of Freestyle, because it's not something you see every day unless you come to these events. So that's one of the initiatives. Anybody who's interested in finding out or just conversing about teaching in the future, just see me. I'll be here all week. All right? Thank you.
He's the current board legend as well. Lori, you want to say a few things? Marketing? You want to come up in front?
Hi, everybody. Just a reminder that our annual disc design contest will be starting very soon. Usually September is when we open the opportunities. So for you graphic designers and illustrators, if you want to try to propose a design for our 2017 FPA discs, which are actually sponsored. We're sponsored by Discraft, so they donate 500 discs per year to. Anyways, just think about doing that. And also, we've been working really hard on the Freestyle Disc Hall of Fame initial induction, which is going to happen Saturday, right after the co-op finals is finished, while they're crunching the last numbers. Please stick around and honor the people who are indirectly or directly responsible for us sitting here right now, today. So. We have 22 inductees, but 9 to 11 of them actually will be physically present after co-op finals to receive the Right Life for their donations, Linus for his donations, Mystic for his incredible designs, incredible, beautiful. Wait till you see them. It's just amazing. So it's just remarkable. We'll talk more about that on Saturday afternoon. Step in to help Skippy out, do the inductions. But anyway, and besides the newsletter, I think things have been going pretty well. and we have our elections coming up in November. So we have a couple positions that'll be open in November.
Cool, yeah. Speaking of that, we do not have a competition director at this point, and one of the philosophies I guess I got is I take it wherever the energy takes us. You know, if Jakob's doing all the insane stuff he's doing, I'm going to ride that horse as long as I can. You know, if we got, you know, Randy, guys like that are volunteering, coming on and have this incredible energy, that's where our sport's going to go, wherever the energy takes us. So thank all these people who are putting their heart, soul, and time into it behind the scenes. We have phone conference time. It's a lot of labor of love for all of us. And one of the things that y'all can do to help is try to extend your tentacles to others to become FPA members, to get some swag or just help support the sport. You know, it's not just this event that goes on. There's a whole bunch of other events. We've got all these behind the scenes stuff, the website, all these kinds of, and we doing it together and just trying to make it, you know, as big as we can possibly make it. You know, let's get those next generations. Let's slap some nails on Furio and do it now. Let's not wait. Yeah, we need our next generation. So let's do what we can to grow it, and you know, more memberships will help us grow this more. So at this point, we'll finish with I guess some exciting stuff, and that'll be and then we'll go into the next round. But that's the first is a request. I don't know that I've heard any energy, but we need an AFO tournament site for 2017. So if anybody's interested in that, maybe I can't think of anybody, Scannell. Whether there'd be anybody out there, Todd, that might be able to think about putting on a tournament in New England. If you could, let me know. Okay, so we have, do we have 2017 FPA Worlds to be in Bibione? So if Zanardi is here, we want to say a few words about the tournament. You fly into Venice, all those tilting buildings, then take a left.
Hi, everybody. Ciao. Then we are already working a lot. Me and first partner in this tournament, Paul Bernier. We are working on a lot of things. Then like permission for playing the beach, or the oh. Okay. Then we have permissions from the beach. We, as you know, we did an EFO this year. Yeah, we did some mistakes, but we learned from them. Then we are ready for do really better at the championship, and we are cooperating with Paul Kenny and Lori. They are ready for help me and Fabio and Anna to do this thing as best as we can. And there's just one thing, then you will have to choose. As you know, me, Fabio and Anna did the bid with semi-final and finals indoor. Now I explain you why. I see in a lot of times too much different condition between one team and the other team. No one knows what can happen. The wind could be good, it could be worse, but we think to try one time to play semi-final and finals indoor. Then you will have the same condition, no wind, for all the teams. Anyway, you will have to choose if you want also to do quarterfinals indoor, semi-finals indoor, or everything outdoor. It's up to you. Everything will be ready. We will have a very, very good wood carpet, almost like half of this place. Okay, then very, very big. Also, another wood carpet for training, for warm-up, outside on the beach. And we also will have the gym for all the time of the tournament. Then I will make a survey with the help of the FPA, then where every one of you can vote what is your choice. If you want all indoor, all outdoor, or half and half, just semi-final and final indoor. Anyway, for sure, will depend of the weather, because if you choose outdoor but will be the worst wind or raining, we will play indoor. Anyway, okay. Then will be your choice. Think about this. See also the condition. I will go here, and we are planning to do a cheapest tournament is possible. Bibione is a pretty city on the sea, and it's so cheap because it's a small town. We are, me and Anna are also thinking to make lot of trips, because we want to take some van from bring you in the mountain, in our little city, in Udine, in Trieste. Lot of little trips for who wants to came 1 week before or who wants to leave 1 week after. Okay? Yeah, because we are so close to Venice, as you know, like 80 miles from Venice, 80 miles from Trieste, more or less, 80 miles from the mountains. Then you will have a lot of opportunity. Okay? Then don't think too much about that and come to Bibione, please. Okay? We will wait you. We are thinking about the date because July will be a high season, but the date could be from 19 to 23 July. Okay? We are figuring out if it's possible because it's high season, but I already talked with Paul, and Paul told me July is a very good month for the Americans, for travel and for who has schools and teaching and other things. Then I think for the Americans, July is good, I think. And also for the European, because who has kids don't have the school, and it's also too easy take holidays in July because everyone want to take holidays in August. Then I think could be good for everyone. Okay? Okay. Sorry for my English. I'm a little bit embarrassed to talk in front of all of you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Zanardi. Okay, and then Freddie brought up a real quick point that we do need a competition director since we don't have one. So if anybody's interested, even if before the next cycle of voting for new members.
Interrupt just for a second. Sorry, Paul. Finishing on Zanardi, we wanted to do a raise of hands of the players who prefer, just to get a general consensus, who would prefer to play only outdoor for the Worlds next year, or only indoor? Okay, it's about half and half, maybe a little more outdoor. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry about that.
No worries, man. All right, so we'll do a lot of chatting on that over the next couple of months. I think that's probably something worth nailing down, so that Zanardi has a good marching orders going forward in terms of sites. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, the competition director, we're riding horse without it right now, and I know that Freddie and the gang in the past few years put their heart and soul into it, and I I know they don't want to see some of the great work they did kind of slip a little bit. So if anybody's interested, it doesn't, and as much or as little as you can give, it's, we'll take what we can get. If you have any interest at all, just get a hold of me. And then we have a bid, possibly two, for 2018 Worlds. I think we already talked about Boston 2017 AFO. But anyways, yeah, let's go with we got a bid for 2018, and let's see what we got. We've got Tommy. Where'd he go? He's back on the block if he wants to say something. Since Rome wants to do it.
How's everybody doing? Okay. All right, good. Okay, so I'm here to represent Andrea Rimatori and Serge Marconi in the city of Rome, and we in Rome would love to host the World Championships. So I know a lot of you already know through Facebook and the posts and on Jammers on the net, but I'll go ahead and repeat that the window of opportunity for us to do this tournament at Stadio dei Marmi, which is a small amphitheater or a theater next to the Stadio Olimpica, which is a very historic theater which was made in 1928 and finished in 32. Anyway, it's an epic place to have a tournament, and we did it once 2 years ago. And Fabio, you were there? It was good, yes. So the reason we have a small window of opportunity is that Andrea's uncle is on the Olympic Committee for Italy, Italian sport, very important person, and he'll be retiring in a couple years. So he gives us access to this stadium, and so this is our chance. If we can do it in 2018, we can. If we can't, we probably wouldn't be able to do it again. So anyway, I really hope that everyone would be excited about the possibility of Rome. Now, I know this would be Italy 2 years in a row. I know that's one negative, but the good. Okay, accommodation. There's a camping village very close, pretty close to the field, where the players have bungalows. You can share bungalows together. Lots of players will be offering housing just like here in New York City. So we have lots of options for accommodation. You know that the city of Rome has lots of things to offer. So I really hope that that you would want to come to Rome, and let us know. We'll support whatever you choose. Thank you very much.
And we have one more potential bid presentation to give for 2018 Worlds.
Here I go again. So I know probably most of you know I'm from Prague, Czech Republic, and we've already done FPA Worlds once in 2011 together with Freestyle Football Championship. I think it was a huge success, and we are thinking of bidding to 2018 to do it again, maybe as a part of like a larger overall Frisbee event, not overall, but like ultimate disc golf and like major events of these sports as well, because we would like to get as many Frisbee players together, because there is a potential of getting new jammers out of the lines of ultimate players, golfers, and generally people who likes the disc. So probably Prague, but not necessarily. We're actually thinking about doing it outside of Prague and get all the people there. Like for sure, our goal is to keep all people as close as possible to the field. Ideally right next to it, so people don't have to commute or so, and keep everybody in one place. So that's our goal. As I said, that this is an informal bid, so we are going to talk about it much more with the Prague crew now that Rome presented its own bid, and they have a good opportunity to use the field there. We will probably talk to them as well and coordinate, and then after this we're gonna decide if we are going to bid officially or not. So that's about it. And since I have the advantage of holding the microphone out all, I'd like to invite you to infamous Frisbee Cup. Probably most of you know it, and it's gonna be 11th edition already. And we are planning huge things. We want to push the sport forwards. So what is gonna happen there for sure is we're gonna introduce the I don't want to call it beginners category, but we're gonna come up with a challenger and masters category to give new players, especially which are there are many new players in Europe, in Poland, and Germany and Italy. We want to give these players the chance to win something as well, like to not be motivated only by the beer. Yeah, of course, the beer. But they can actually win something and compete and have some goals, because as many of you know, the Frisbee Cup is world's biggest indoor tournament. Last year we had over 80 players there, and it's only 3 days, so it's pretty hard cut. And beginners pretty much doesn't stand a chance, and we want to give them the chance to have fun and win something again. And possibly the new judging system. We were gonna think about doing what Ryan did at Potlatch, was pretty amazing. The live judging system where you judge pretty much only the general impression. We're gonna have to think about it, but it's definitely a possibility as well. So Frisbee Cup 2017, 3rd to 5th March. Friday to Sunday, come and you won't regret.
Yeah, one other thing that Jakob kind of reminded me of, and I know it's kind of a a subject worth chewing on, but we kind of got to think about addressing it. The shorter routines that they did over there, along with the faster judging system. They had 80 players, and they got it done in 2 days, and the media was there. They got to see so many teams. It was media-friendly. It was player-friendly. It was judge-friendly. It's something I think it's worth chewing on in terms of, how we try to promote our sport moving forward. So that's something we're going to be actually discussing as we go on down the road. Well, Roger's going to come up and say a few words, but as soon as this meeting's done, we're going to go right into pairs. The playing order is set. It's going Pool A followed by Pool B, so it's alternating pools just like co-op was. So if you want to check your name here, I can kind of read off the names, but it might be best to kind of come and check the sheets out. The earlier teams include Lorenzo Modarelli, Andrea Marciano, Alfonso Lopez, Dan Schmidt, Mystic and Dan Burke, Dave Zeff, Chuck Richards, Edo Gargano, Mirko Zanchetta, John Tickham, Charles Logan. So you guys, you're going to be earlier players, but go ahead and check the sheet for your actual playing order. So Pool A will play first. So the team number 1 in Pool A will play first. Team number 1 in Pool B or play second, so you can kind of find your alternating pool. So as soon as Roger's done talking, we're going to want the judges, including Bianca, Mattia, Jan Sorensen, Joachim, Bethany, Tom, Brian, Jakob Costo, Gio, Bianca. Oh, wait, we got the same judges. Okay, we're going to have to work on that. Okay, we'll figure it out. But anyway, get over here, do your due diligence on the judging. Let's get the judges gathered up as soon as we get that straightened out. But Roger's got something real important to say.
Okay, this will be quick. Today's August 3rd. Some of you may know it's somebody's birthday. We lost a great jammer. He was talking about all the work all the tournament directors do. And I think over the 20 years of like 1980 through 2000, There are probably very few people who put in as much work as Peter Laubert, keeping the sport going through some tough times, getting everybody excited. His enthusiasm was amazing. As most of you know, Pete lost his battle at the end of last year. Today's his birthday, so it's a tough day. It's a beautiful day here with all of you. So I just want us to remember Pete and a couple of other jammers. It's been a rough year. I know it's, I think, Dave Bailey and JT also. So even the subways are giving us a little moment here. But maybe just a quick moment of silence. There might be other jammers or people who in your lives who aren't with us at this moment. But for me, Pete Laubert, it's a real loss to lose him for the sport. So a native New Yorker. He was part of my team with Sue Straight and Jim Dodelson from Sty High. So, Pete, we love you. You're in our hearts. And let's all jam on. All right, when Mark has one more word.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about Peter because he brought me to New York City back in 1980. We made our first 2 finals together and then hitchhiked across the country, and I met his dad, and then we hitchhiked down to Florida, and it was a wild trip. And I got here, and the New York Jammers adopted me, and I think he's smiling down on us today, and I'm pretty sure, especially of those of you who know him, he has his game face on. And I know one thing for certain, that I am going to bring it for him, and we all are, yeah!
We're done? Okay, so everybody don't go too far. We'll be starting the play shortly.
Anybody not from Germany have a question?
I want to ask about the Spread the Jam projects. Are they still going on? Yes. We had some Spread the Jam projects in the past years.
Right. The way that's been, when we kind of were struggling with money, it kind of went down quite a bit. I think there was a number of factors associated with that. That we kind of softened it, so we wanted to make sure that we regrouped and before we started giving out more money. You know, the worlds cost a lot, the website costs a lot, so we tried to rein that in, and we've taken a lot of good steps, and we're taking other steps to try to generate revenues in more ways. So the plan is to start getting that back a little online. So for right now, my sense is, and we haven't had a really solid chat about it, but if it's really compelling, we'll do it. If it's oh, by the way, it'd be nice to do. Right now, we'd probably kind of hold back on those. So if it's something really, really cool where it's just, light bulb goes off, it's obvious, we'll do it. So that's kind of where we're at, but it's kind of like, it's a soft answer for you. There was 1 or 2, but they were basically help us put on a tournament type of things. They weren't really big, bring new kids from a school or those kinds of level things that I've seen in in 8 months or so. So, but yeah, my sense is we're trending back in the right direction, and that's one of the things we want to make sure that we don't slip. Kind of if we get people to lose inspiration over putting it in, then they stop putting in for it, and the sport loses for that. So yeah, if you guys got anything that you really feel compelled is going to expose our sport to many folks and that haven't been exposed before, those types of things, let's have a chat with the full board. We all have an equal say in the decisions. So.
Not only the FPA board who has to work on it, it's everybody, every member here to work for it and to give some part back. Everybody is joining here and having that great tournament, but have fun and have to get. So this is what I say. There should be some amount of money. But I don't care. We have to work on our future, getting members. I think that is the most important thing.
Awesome. He's right. And the good thing about Flo is he puts his mouth where his money is, and those guys do a great job of promoting the sport and generating new talent and people who have massive skills. So thank you, Flo, for that. There you go. Cool. Yeah, send out a post on that if you got contact or things people want to send to you. All right. Where's James? Do we have our? Nice. You got the new judges? Yeah. You're going right into food.
So I'd like to open. We're going to talk about open pairs now. And if I talked to you last night about judging, if I said, yes, okay, you're judging with open pairs, please come up to see Benno and I right now, because we have 9 people that are not listed here that should have been listed. So we have 9 people listed, but we need another 9 people. We have the 18 people? Okay. So thank you, Freddie. For the execution, we need Bianca Struntz, Mattia Lambertini, Jan Sorensen, Joachim Arvidsar. Jan Sorensen for execution. Artistic impression, Joachim Arvidsar, Bethany Sanchez, Tom Leitner. Difficulty, Ryan Young, Jakob Kostel, and Giovanni Coppo. That's for Pool A. Pool A judges for open pairs preliminary.
And for Pool B, I would like to see at the judging table Emanuele Faustini, Robert. What? Emanuele Faustini for execution. Robert. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's Anna for execution. It's Robert Dietrich for execution and Charles Powell. So. For artistic impression, I would love to have here Florian Hess, Bill Wright, Sascha Scherzinger, Difficulty, Alex Leist, Emma Carley, and Matt Garcia.
Anna for Zanardi?
Yeah, Anna for Zanardi.
Anna, swap out Zanardi. Okay, that's it. I think that's good. Okay, well, everybody's kind of going back to the chew. I guess Flo had a quick request about why we spread out EFO and AFO. Part of that was, one, to keep all the tournaments, all those tournaments open, and 2, it was one way to stretch the budget because, again, those cost the FPA some money, and so we wanted to kind of stretch the money out a little bit. So now all those tournaments are open division, and they're every other year, so one on each continent every year. So EFO would happen every other year, AFO would happen in the alternating years. That's the logic behind it.
It's still Zanardi on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so here's your judging.
Excuse me, I just want to keep you awake, but I think it's important to talk about it because now we are in a big group here and we don't always have that possibility to communicate with each other. A lot of people, or some people are listening to Facebook or to the mailing list, but now that we have the possibility to come together, we have to talk about serious things, and so we should talk this possibility to for some requests. So what my question was, the AFO and the EFO was split off, but I recognize that the historic European Freestyle Championships is scratched now. There will be no European Freestyle Championships anymore.
It's all now open. It switches every year, right? Correct. It's basically we've made all the tournaments open. The way the EFC Championships were started as a way to try to make sure that we had a European champion. It was a way to kind of help keep it inclusive and tight and to help grow the sport in Europe. And the sense was once Europeans started kicking American butt all the time, that we felt like they'd reached a maturity level that that there was no reason to keep it closed anymore because they're able to win any tournament anywhere in the world at any time. But at the time when we started it, you know, there was maybe one or two players that could occasionally make a finals. Now they're kind of owning it. So the thought was that why keep it closed? I mean, very few Americans come over for the EFO and very few Europeans come over for the AFO. So it functionally doesn't, you know, change a whole lot in terms of that, I don't think. But, you know, and then doing it alternating years, that was a budget stretcher. Leaving it open, I think it's so difficult to get tournament directors and to get good tournaments that you want everybody to have an opportunity to compete when and where they want to compete. And, you know, it was like, I guess the one in Rome was a closed tournament, and I was like, I would have loved to have gone. I just retired, that type of stuff, but I couldn't go. You know, so you know, for me, I just think our community is so small. I think it's hard to get tournament directors. There's a few places where the energy's there, but to try to spread it out all over the world, it just it seemed like the right balance to try to you know, allow it to be open, because I don't know that it's still there. I would say, you know, even like South America, if they wanted to have a closed championship, that would be a viable thing to try to help grow them and get them some champions type of thing. So that's a lot of those layers to it.
Okay. But this is, as I understand, it's also a financial problem.
Well, that's why we're alternating. Well, it's trying to stretch the budget. That it's another way to not overspend the monies by having maybe 2 tournaments every year. Now it's just 1 tournament. So you have likely to get better tournament directors when it's not every year because the tempo is too fast. I guess in Europe there's probably enough tournament directors to go around. In America there's not. I mean, I play alone. For you guys want me to do a tournament, but I'm alone and I don't have a staff to pull that off. And then there's the weather, so you go indoors when you go to Florida. But there you know, it seems like that we need, you know, the amount of tournament directors, the amount of money we've got, you know, the maturity of the sport. It's just a lot of things, and you know, everything's fluid. We can always change in the future. That was one thing that was done, you know, when I came on, that I felt like we wanted to have the budget stretched, to have everything be open, so we're more inclusive, and you know, we can continue to talk where the energy takes us, in the right way. But you know, for right now, we should let this play a couple of years and then, you know, readdress it if we think that we should go another direction. You know, our money may explode, and there might be enough more resources where tournament directors can turn a profit. We get more of those. All those kinds of things are probably part of the equation.
Yeah. So what I recognize is that we don't have enough manpower. That we don't have enough tournament directors or cities who want to organize a tournament or a big tournament. But I think if people can organize a small tournament, they can also organize a bigger tournament, like a European Championships, or it doesn't make much more. It doesn't make much more effort to organize a small event or just have the double in person and have a big tournament. And I think the bigger tournaments, like which have names and titles, like the AFO, EFO, EFC, for example, this is always that tournaments where the most people come together and where we get the most people are concentrated and they have the most outcomes. I think we should support these tournaments more with bigger names. So because
I would like to really support this, and please guys listen, because this is the most important forum we have really to discuss this. Like, I mean, we can spend hours and hours of the time at Jammers of the Net and we'll never reach similar result as the discussion now. So thank you, Flo, for raising this. And I completely agree with this. Like, European scene got to the place where it is because there were events like this. And cutting it down now doesn't make sense in my opinion. And sure, like, we need to reflect the money part and the capacity, but capacity is not really a problem because we should maybe look into the system when we make the existing tournaments European Championship. Yeah, like we can go, if we have a problem with capacity, we can make Frisbee Cup European Championship, right? And then we can have a like dedicated European Championship. Then we can have Jig Jam, Bachke City Cup Championship, you know? It doesn't take that much to step up the game once the tournaments are there. But the name really brings the people there. Like, I mean, it's absolutely true. Like, if you are busy, you look, okay, these are the events where I know I will meet most people and I will have most fun, and it's going to be exciting. And by cutting it, I think we are making a step back.
Thank you, Pavel. Thanks for the support. Yeah, this is what I also thinking, and maybe we can re-overthink this. I know there are already, I've heard some possibly tournament directors for also would do such a big tournament. Maybe now it's too late, but for the future we have to overthink this to fulfill our first goal, to grow. Yeah,
We're doing it, Tom. You got it. Okay, so yeah, we can continue to chat on that. I like Pavel's approach where take an existing tournament, you know, maybe it doesn't take more resources, but it finds a way. I know what they used to do. They used to have the Czech champions be the highest finishing team within that bigger tournament. So there may be ways of layering it that way. So the last thing we've got. Are we okay? Oh. Last thing, WIFDIF overall will be in England next year. It'll be a full point FPA event. So in terms of supporting WIFDIF, go to London next year. I don't think they have the dates yet. Yeah. Then so